I got a question, maybe out of left field for you, Mikki, but do you expect at some point that the people of China might watch this movie? Because China takes a lot of hits in the film for their system of government and then maybe the subsequent acts of that government and all of the things that they've done to their population over the years. But obviously, if ultimately we want to bring everyone together, not just all Americans or all people in the Western world, but maybe all people everywhere, is this something you've ever thought about? Or is that the next movie? Or is that too complicated to try to think of all of this at once? I was just kind of curious because obviously it plays a big part in the film, and I guess quite necessarily because you're trying to show what this other system looks like and then the consequences of that system. But is that anything you thought about?
Well, yeah, and I've actually had some Chinese organizations who have seen the film, and they're now taking it to their larger, broader organizations, which one of them is massive, and a lot of them are Chinese dissidents. And they're also working at getting the film into the Chinese people that are still under the stranglehold of the CCP through VPNs and different ways to get it to the people. Because the Chinese that have seen this, and some of them I feature in the film, some of the Falun Gong practitioners who have escaped to America to warn us of what's coming, they all feel that it's very critical for their people to see, because some of them, even living within their own regime, still don't know what's happening because they don't have any access. They're so afraid of trying to access outside access information that they just have their state-sponsored propaganda, and that's all they believe, and they're happy being enslaved. Like they want to be told where to go. They know all their neighbors are watching them. They have a social credit score. They're paranoid about the way they cross the street, leaving a dish of food on a table at a restaurant. They're highly aware that if they make any slip up, that their social credit score, they have citizens watching them at all times. Imagine that. Imagine just the feeling of we know how it feels just to be judged, and we live in a very judgmental country, more and more increasingly so. But imagine that judgment being weaponized, such that now someone can judge you, and it doesn't even have to be true. It's like someone can just have a vendetta against you and just decide. They see Brian Rose out at lunch, and they decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and report him for doing this. Thing that he actually never did, but it's one way for me to get back at him. People do that, and it becomes a weaponized a tool against its own citizens. And so it is very important to me that and I say in the film, we have to distinguish between the incredible Chinese people and their oppressive government. In the same way that I hope people can start to distinguish between the incredible American people and our government. Because there's a lot of nations that hate us, and because they see what our government has done, they see what our military has done, and they collapse that with the people. And that's really kind of the foundation of bigotry, right? You have a bad experience with a person of color, and you go, I don't like people of color. And it's like, we have to stop being so myopic and simple-minded in a way that we don't lose the ability to analyze an individual for their individual actions and not equate that to their culture or their race. And in the same way that I want people to look at America and realize, look, vast majority, and I mean 99% of the population are not happy with our own government. We're not happy with what they've done in the past. We're not happy with the continuous war. And it is done in our name, but not by us. And people need to know that about China too. There's no reason to discriminate against Chinese people. They're under the stranglehold far more than we are. We'll be under the same level of stranglehold if we don't wake up fast. But that's the whole goal, and that's the reason I made The Great Awakening, is hopefully to do my part in what little way I can possibly do, just to have people understand that we have a choice right now. There's still choice, and we have the power to choose. We always wait until the choice is presented to us as one choice, but we have the power to choose between rehumanization and dehumanization, to choose whether or not, even to some of the subjects that you talk about too, like AI. We have a choice on how do we interact with it. Are we going to be responsible? Or are we going to abuse the technology? Because technology is not inherently good or bad. It just is. And are we going to treat it the way we treat our food? Food isn't inherently good or bad. It's necessary. But what we eat and how we eat is destroying us. It's one of the biggest killers in America right now. It's just food, obesity and heart disease and all of that. And so, sex, alcohol, drugs, all of that, it's not inherently bad. It's the way that we engage with it. And AI has the ability, if we use it and don't let it use us, it has the ability to free us up to some degree, to do the jobs that nobody wants to do, to actually give us more time to do the jobs we want to do, and maybe even spend more time with our families and in nature. How about that? That'd be amazing. We have that choice. The question is, will we choose it?
Yeah. And we have this incredible example of China, and it's important to look at it and know that this actually exists, and that this is what happens, when you let that socialist turn into communist machine, and it happens almost regularly. So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?